how can we navigate between the screens? Like we have this list screen, and after clicking of any item like item 5, I am going to detail screen. So how can we easily pass the data from one screen to another screen using the Nav3? Hey everyone, my name is Ankur Upadhyay and welcome to the Ankur Code. In this video, we are going to learn about the Nav3. So Nav3 is a basic library which is used to navigate between the screens, and is mostly used with the Jetpack Compose to integrate this Nav3 into your current project. So let's get started. First, we have to search the Nav3 Android, and in the official site we have this libraries that we can integrate. So as you can see, this is a Nav3 core and the lifecycle view model Nav3. I have already integrated these two things. As you can see, I have already integrated the Nav3 core and the view model and integrate into this UI, runtime, and the navigation. So you can find runtime, UI, and view model navigation. So let's start with the code. First, let's create a new package name which is called the Nav3, and create a root navigation for all the screens. Root navigation, and in that let's create a composable function for this. Name it as a root, and after that add something like for the backstack. So backstack is a basic stack in which we can store all of the screens. So for that we have a snapshot state list. In that, because it's also support the Java, so we have to use the JVM wildcard and add the nav key. So we can add the nav key over there and pass the remember, because we are going to use in a composition, so that's why we need a remember. If you make a global, so you don't need this, but for the simplicity I'm using this. Let's create the mutable state list of, and in that I need to pass a screen. So first create a sealed class screen. So create a screen which is nothing but interface, a sealed interface, so no one can easily update it. Extend the Nav3 and create the screen. So for creating the screen we need a data class, data object, goes in the list screen, and in the list screen let's extend the screen, and data class in that detail screen, because we need an ID over there, so it's an integer type, and that's created because we are using this ID, so we need to use the serializable. So for creating the serializable we are integrate the serializable. After that let's get back to this backstack, because we want to make the list screen to the main screen. So I've just used the main screen, list screen, which is our first screen in our backstack. After that we have a nav display, and in this nav display we need backstack. So we integrate this backstack. We need modifier, so let's integrate the modifier as well, and the nav entry provider and the entry decorator. So we are going to look both entry provider. In the entry provider we need the entry. In the entry we need to pass which screen we are going to use. So I'm just use the screen dot list screen. To create a list I'm just use the lazy column and make some space. So vertical alignment arrangement and arrangement dot space by, add some size over this, and after that let's add some text. So before the text we need some items over there, so I just print the items from 50 items 0 to 49. You can add the 51 as well. So let's add a text over there. For adding the text, just use item $8, which is a counting number. Add some style to show in a bigger size, so I just use a material theme. If you know that how to integrate the material theme property, so it will be very easy for you. If you don't know how to integrate this, you can watch my previous videos. I also want to add some click over there, so I just use the modifier for this and create a new modifier. In that I just add the clickable. For the clickable, I add the item into the backstack and add the screen dot list screen. So it will it should go to the detail screen. So in detail screen, what it need the ID. So I just pass the pass this number, the count number. After that, create another entry. In this entry I need a detail screen, and in this detail screen we need show the text into the center. So for that I need a modifier dot fill with maximum size, and content alignment should be center. So alignment should be center. After this, add the text selected item, and in this data class we already have this item, which is ID, as you can see. And if you want to add this, increase the size, you can use this property. So as you can see, this is a very easy way to integrate all these things. Okay. And let's go to the main activity. In this main activity, let's add this route navigation, and in this route navigation use the modifier dot status bar padding. So it will give some space from the status bar, and let's run it and see what are the changes we can see. After that we have some more properties like the entry decorators as well. So what is the entry decorator? So we can add the decorator of list of, can pass the different list items, like we have remember save as state entry decorator. So what this property actually do is it will store the state. So like our application hold into the background from many times, so it can be lose the state. Like I scroll it down, okay, so as you can see our output is coming over there. So if I scroll it down and make it in a background, so our operating system can clear the some memory, so it can forget the state. So that's why we use the remember savable state. So this is the best practice if we use it. Let me click on this item. As you can see, the item is showing over there. And we have another property called remember savable view model, and it by default it's false, and let's make it true. So what are the changes we can see? Let's create a view model over this. So I already have one view model called my view model, and in this my view model what we have if it's initialized, then view model is created called, otherwise it's onCleared is called. So let's create this view model, my view model, and as you can see, yeah. So let's see the changes. If I run this project, so our visible changes would be visible from this. Go to the logcat, we already have this, and after running this, after our project is created, as you can see, if I go to the detail screen, our view model is created, and if I click on back button, it will clear automatically. So we don't need to manage the creation and deletion. So if by default it's false, if I make it false, so what it will happen, it will not clear the view model automatically. So it is very useful if we have this scenario, so every time we want to clear the view model. So let's see, if I go to the detail screen and click on back button, because we use the false, so it's not cleared. So whenever the application is cleared, so view model is going to clear. So that's how Nav3 makes our life very easy and simple. So that's all for today's video. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you have any questions and suggestions, you can ask me in the comments. So thank you so much, have a great day, and thank you so much for your time.